Hey everybody, I'm Ryan McCaffrey from IGN. I am with the only person I know that's a bigger Gears of War fan than I am, and that's my Podcast Unlocked castmate, Miranda Sanchez. Miranda, we just got out of seeing a behind closed doors presentation. We didn't get to see new gameplay, but we had the developers talking to us for an hour, answering a whole bunch of questions about this prequel, Gears of War E-Day. So where do you want to start with this? What do we want to talk about?
Sort of establishing that since you didn't allow us to dig too much into things that haven't shown, we really try to keep it focused on some big moments that we saw in the reveal and of course in their longer broadcast later. And that was on movement, gameplay, and of course the lore. So we saw honestly a pretty neat scene from the books, like in the trailer when Marcus gets pinned and then of course saved. And that is verbatim from the book. But the location is quite different, right? So they kind of just, touched on that. And I said, hey, so you're taking stuff from the books, which awesome, because this is E-Day is an established thing, of course, in Gears lore. But how are you guys going to make sure that you're preserving what's existed? Or does that not even matter? Are you guys in Star Wars Episode 1 and just change, Force now has midichlorians, it's like, I don't know what the Gears example would be, something with emulsion maybe,
right.
If we really want to get into it. But I think that's such a pivotal thing for folks like me who love the lore and really love these characters. It's like, what are you guys doing? And they're like, no, we are not, these still matter. We want to build this out in a way where we can expand who you know in this game, in this world, because there's a lot new characters. We saw how they did that really well with Hive Busters when they move away from our faves and show new people and what they're doing. And I think they're trying to do that with this new squad. And tried to show, of course, we know Marcus and Dom, but the other two new characters are a really good opportunity for them.
Yeah, Bravo Squad is what we learned.
Yes, so I think as far as the content from the stories of old, they said that they're kind of taking a lift and shift method. So that scene in the trailer that we saw, or I guess the extended gameplay, they took that moment from a different location in the lore technically and shifted it to this new city that they're creating so that they can really make the most of it.
So a little creative freedom.
Yeah.
But not outright rewriting Gears history.
Exactly. They're not going to meet Cole and Baird, for instance. They don't meet canonically here, so why would they see him? But Coltrane is huge. He's a star. And so they said if you pay attention in the back of the bar, there's a thrash ball poster with Cole on it because he's a huge star. So it's of course he still has a presence here. It's just not the same that you'd be used to.
Because they very clearly said that this game follows Marcus and Dom across 3 days and it never leaves them. And I couldn't help but think, I wonder if the follow-up to this game might be a Baird game. I couldn't help but wonder, where do we go from here? But the good news is, E-Day did seem to be heavily focusing on characters. They mentioned in the session that so many people die, apparently. And this one, because it said two-thirds of the population gets killed, and that people that you're fighting alongside at some point in the game, you'll find their cog tag later because they've been killed, So it seems like it's going to be a darker thematically, if not literally with lighting, but a really dark story this time around.
Mm-hmm. I was told that I will personally probably cry multiple times. And I was like, all right. I mean, I believe you. I believe you guys, especially for how much we care for the characters that are established already. But we have Megs and Lucas, who I think are neat. And just that they have new characters again. And there are new ways to learn about Marcus and Dom effectively, right? How much do we actually know about? We know a lot about Marcus and Dom, but we don't know about young Marcus and what his motivations were at the time. Or I guess more of at a time of relative peace. That's so weird.
Yeah, between wars, as it turns out.
Wars, but also in a time of mourning, because he's mourning his best friend, which they keep emphasizing. And I think that's really cool that they kind of bring up that tie between Marcus and Dom, and that they didn't know each other, but they're not as close as they were.
Yeah, Carlos is apparently the glue that kind of holds their friendship together.
Carlos was there, and then obviously, if you guys noticed in the trailer, my favorite thing was that Dom just is on the phone. He's all smiley. It's talking to Maria, you talking to your girl, she's alive, she's healthy, she's okay. And But we know if you are a lore fan, I'm not going to spoil it just in case. There's some very not good stuff happening for Dom soon beyond Maria. So it's just like, yeah. Anyway, I'm just like so stoked to see what they're going to do there and how the rest of Bravo Squad are going to do and how that's going to work out as far as like the rest of the franchise. And like, speaking of, this plays so different. Like, this is mechanically going to be quite a different gears. I think they also noted specifically, it's like, our camera, instead of zooming in to do the roadie run, they pan out. Like, it's a lighter run.
Yeah, how did you feel about that? Because I'm going to be honest, that was the one thing when they showed it and explained it. I was like, as a big Gears fan, I'm not into that. Only because roadie run, it's so uniquely Gears, where I've not really seen that in another game. So I'm sure when I play the game, it'll be fine and I'll have a great time with the game. But how did you feel about the omission of roadie run in favor of a more traditional follow sprint camera?
I wonder if it's just something that worked better with the tech changes of how they're doing cover, but also maybe to be a bit more welcoming to even more people. Like, they've been refining how movement works in Gears constantly. Like, 5 is, of course, different from 4, different from 3. And I do like roadie run. I think it's just heavy. It's good. It feels good. It's so Gears, Like, that is a Gears thing. But at the same time, I'm open to seeing how this changes and if it does benefit the gameplay. I think, of course, I love that they just get on the ground for cover. Like, I'm like, yeah, that's cool. It's just cool to see how the evolution and jumping. They also said there's no, I know this is deviating a bit. They said there's no platforming. Like, you're not going to get a platforming puzzle. I was like, thank you.
Yeah, I'm definitely a bigger fan of those changes to the movement and to the cover mechanics, because I think Michael Hyam was saying it on our Unlocked post show back on right after the Xbox showcase, that Gears mechanics have been pretty fundamentally the same for all these years, and they've been great. It's a great system, but yeah, now we've got the slide, and you can slide into cover, and apparently it's just one button. Like, it automatically, you don't have to like hit another button to then go into cover. And yeah, the low cover that you were talking about, where you'll be able to kind of be almost prone and then leaning up and shooting. So that should just freshen up the gameplay a little bit, I think.
Yeah, also that came up in my session. So we were in different sessions. Was that wall bouncing doesn't really work the same anymore, talking about cover and how that shifts. So that's going to shift multiplayer meta quite a bit, where obviously if you're like really good at wall bouncing, like you do some cool stuff. They said it's not as dominant as a strategy because they just want to balance that with new mechanics and let people discover this way and play differently. So I'm again open to that. I like to see what's new. Obviously there's new weapons, so there's gonna be new ways to play as far as that and the strategy goes for multiplayer if you're really interested in that. Yeah, lots of changes, and I'm sure there's so much more that we don't even know about yet. Like, we only saw just early gameplay, obviously. It's like as emergency is happening, and you can tell they're kind of cutting through some stuff. I guess the other thing too, as far as like changes that we do or don't like, active reloads now center screen. I don't like it. I don't like that. But they said you can switch it back. You can put it back up in the corner if you don't want it right in your face. And I think it being there is really great for new players who just don't know about active reload and want to see the benefits immediately, because it shows you, I think, if you do have to look back at the top corner to see that still. But I think that's still a welcoming way to say, hey, this is an important thing. Learn how to do this. And for everyone who already knows, just put it in the corner. We got the option.
My muscle memory, my eyes are trained to just check that top right corner. And I guess we could kind of finish on a quick multiplayer point. We didn't see multiplayer, but we did learn about the 12-player mode of Evolution of Horde. Yeah, 3 squads of 4, 12 players. And the whole game is built around 4 players. So the PvP modes are also, they're all 4v4 based. And then I guess the last point would be, I guess this is public knowledge. I mean, they showed it to us in the presentation. People may already know, but August 6th for the first beta weekend. Yeah, so as a huge Gears fan, after getting to talk to the developers a little bit, see a little bit more, has your hype level gone up? Like, where are you at now heading into, as we ramp towards October 6th and the release of this thing?
Way up. Like, I obviously love Dom and Marcus. I love their relationship, and getting more time with them, it's huge. It's huge. So I know when they first announced it, I was a little bummed because I really want to see where Kate's story is going, and I still want to see that. But I like that we get to see more of some of the faves. So
Yeah, I did ask, well, are we ever going to finish Kate's story? And knowing that they were going to just sweep that aside because they want to talk about this game, and that's fine. I'm super down for the prequel too. I'm happy to have Dom and Marcus back together, and maybe we'll finish Kate's story one day. Maybe it'll show up in like a novel or a comic book or something, some extended piece of Gears lore. But that'll do it from the Xbox Showcase and Gears of War E-Day. For more on all things Gears, all things Xbox, all things video games, keep it tuned right here to IGN.